And then nothing. Darkness. Complete and total darkness. No sound. No light. No feeling. Just nothing. And then something else. I don't know how to explain it, but I became aware. I was still there. But I wasn't in my body. I could see it. I was above the car. I saw the wreckage. I saw my body slumped over the wheel, blood on my face. I saw the truck that hit me, huge, silver, smoking. I saw people running toward the scene. But I couldn't hear them. It was like I was in a bubble. I wasn't scared at first. I was confused. I thought maybe I was dreaming. Or maybe I was unconscious, and this was some kind of hallucination. I looked down at my body and thought, that's me. But I'm here. How is that possible? Then I felt it. A pull. Like an invisible force grabbing me from behind. Not painful. But strong. Unstoppable. I tried to resist. I tried to stay where I was, near my body. I didn't want to go. But I couldn't stop it. I was being dragged, fast, downward. And the darkness changed. It wasn't empty anymore. It became thick. Heavy. Like smoke, but not smoke. It had weight. It pressed against me. And it was hot. Not like summer heat. Not like a sauna. This was different. It was a deep, burning heat that came from everywhere and nowhere. It didn't burn my skin, because I didn't have a body, but it burned me. My soul. My being. I started to panic. I screamed, but no sound came out. I tried to turn, to fight, to escape. But the pull was too strong. I was falling. Not through air. Through darkness. Through heat. Through silence that wasn't silent, because now I could hear things. Groans. Screams. Cries. Not from one place. From everywhere. Thousands of voices. Millions. All in pain. All in terror. All trapped. And then I arrived. I don't know how I knew. I just did. I was in hell. And I want you to understand, this wasn't a dream. This wasn't a vision. This wasn't my mind playing tricks because I was dying. This was real. More real than anything I've ever experienced in my life. The heat was unbearable. It wasn't fire like you see in movies. There were no lakes of fire with people floating in them. That's not what it was. It was worse. The air itself was burning. Not with flames, but with a kind of energy, like the air was made of pain. It filled my lungs, even though I didn't have lungs. It seeped into me. Every breath I took, though I wasn't breathing, was agony. And the smell. I can still smell it. I wake up in the middle of the night, and I smell it. It's like rotting flesh, burning plastic, sewage, and sulfur all mixed together. It's thick. It sticks in your nose. It makes you want to vomit, but you can't, because there's no body to vomit with. And the sounds. I've never heard anything like it. Not screams of anger. Not screams of surprise. These were screams of pure, endless torment. Screams of people who know they will never, ever be free. Screams of regret, so deep it tears your soul apart. And the darkness. It wasn't just the absence of light. It was a presence. A living darkness. It pressed against me. It watched me. It hated me. And then I saw them. The people. They weren't bodies. They were spirits. Like me. But twisted. Distorted. Not because of what they looked like, but because of what they were. Their faces were filled with horror. Their eyes wide, filled with tears that didn't fall. Their mouths open in silent screams. Some were curled up, like they were trying to hide. Others were standing, staring into nothing. All of them were in pain. All of them were alone. And I realized, I was one of them. I didn't belong here. I didn't want to be here. But I was. And I knew why. Because of the way I lived. Because I rejected God. Because I laughed at the truth. Because I lived for myself. Because I thought I could do whatever I wanted, and there would be no consequences. But there are consequences. And in that moment, I understood something I had never understood before. My life on earth was not the end. It was a test. A preparation. And I had failed. I had spent my whole life ignoring God. I had treated His gifts, my body, my mind, my time, as if they were mine to waste. I had used them for sin. For pleasure. For rebellion. And now I was paying for it. And the worst part, there was no way out. No second chance. No do-over. No mercy. No hope. Just pain. Forever. I looked around, and I saw people I recognized. Not by face, but by spirit. I saw a man who used to live in my building, always drunk, always angry. I saw a woman I used to see on the subway. She used to scream at people for no reason. I saw a teenager I went to high school with. He died in a fight. I didn't know they were dead, but I knew they were here. And I knew they were here because of the same reason I was. they lived for themselves. They rejected God. They thought they could live however they wanted. And now they were trapped. And I was with them. I tried to pray. I tried to call out to God. But the words wouldn't come. Not because I didn't want to, but because something inside me, my pride, my rebellion, my years of rejection, had built a wall. I couldn't reach him. I couldn't even form the words. And then I felt it. The regret. Not just, I wish I hadn't done that. Not just, I should have been better. This was deeper. This was the realization that I had thrown away eternity. That I had chosen temporary pleasure over eternal joy. That I had turned my back on the only one who could save me. And I knew God had offered me grace. He had sent people to tell me about him. He had let me hear the gospel, even if I mocked it. He had given me time, 10, 20, 30 years, to turn to him. And I had said no. Every time. And now it was too late. That's when the despair hit me. Not sadness. Not fear. Despair. The complete and total loss of hope. The knowledge that this is how it will be forever. No end. No relief. No peace. Just suffering. Just pain. Just regret. And the worst part, I deserved it. I didn't want to believe that at first. I wanted to say, this is too harsh. I wasn't that bad. I never killed anyone. I never hurt anyone on purpose. But deep down I knew the truth. Sin isn't just about what you do. It's about what you are. I was proud. I was selfish. I was ungrateful. I was rebellious. I lived as if God didn't exist. And in doing that, I committed the greatest sin of all. I rejected the Creator. And now I was facing the consequence. And then something happened. I don't know how to explain it. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't hoping for it. I thought it was over. But suddenly, there was a presence. Not in the way you'd think. No light. No voice. No figure. But I felt it. A sudden awareness that someone was near. Someone holy. Someone pure. Someone full of love. And in that moment, I felt a wave of mercy. Not forgiveness. Not salvation. But mercy. Like a single drop of water in a desert. Like a breath of fresh air in a room full of poison. And I knew God was there. He wasn't in hell. Hell is separation from God. But his presence, his awareness, reached me. Just for a second. And in that second I felt two things. First, his sorrow. Not anger. Not hatred. Sorrow. Like a father watching his child destroy himself. Like someone who loves you deeply, but watches you walk away, knowing what will happen. And second, his love. Real love. Not the fake kind we pretend is love when we do whatever we want. This was true love. The kind that says, I don't want you here. I made you for something better. And in that moment, I wanted to go back. I wanted to live again. I wanted one more chance. And then just like that, it was gone. The presence disappeared. The mercy faded. And I was back in the torment. But something had changed. I wasn't just suffering. I was aware. I knew this was real. I knew I had sinned. I knew I needed God. And then, everything went black again. And I woke up. Gasping. Choking. Pain everywhere. Lights above me. Beeping machines. People in masks. A hospital room. I was alive. I was back in my body.